All right, welcome to the FeedBak podcast, everybody. My name is Back. This is episode 236. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, Happy New Year. I'll say that, even though we're recording in 2021. All the best to you. We'll get into that, but whatever. A couple announcements. Number one, make sure you follow the FeedBak everywhere on social media and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. If you're listening to this, that means you do listen to podcasts. So share it, leave a comment, a review on iTunes. That helps. And go back to the archive. I just had Ken Margolis, Katie Houseman, Rebecca Trent from Creek in the Cave and Skankfest. Aaron Cheatham was on talking about Skankfest. So go back, listen. We posted a couple episodes, one with Godfrey that I did 6 years ago, like five, 6 years ago. And then the Mo Ammer one that I did in 2018. So plenty of content, plenty of funny people to listen to. And I appreciate you for tuning in. But let me introduce my guest. I'm really excited about this one. It's a long time coming. It really is a long time coming. I got Anthony Bain in the Zoom building, whatever. How you doing, man?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Thank you. And thanks for doing this. I know we'll be talking for a while, and then I didn't even know you didn't live in Austin.
Well, it's just recent, back in June. So yeah, I just did the move recently.
What, June 2021?
Yeah, so it's fresh. Yeah, but I really appreciate you having me, man.
So June of last year.
Yeah, June of last year.
Yeah, you it's the first episode of the year, man. So congrats. You're on a milestone over here.
Happy New Year, man.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Did you do any like New Year resolution shit?
I need to lose weight, man. I'm a fat piece of shit. Like, I mean,
I
that's
want to
the
say
main thing.
anything.
Yeah, man. It's like I don't know. I feel like I got too comfortable this year. Understandably
like all year?
So. Like all year.
Okay, here's the thing. You can't blame the COVID anymore. It was 2021.
Oh,
Texas
no,
reopened over the summer. Pretty much. It was never closed.
I just did my own thing, man. I enjoyed it, but now I just don't like the consequences, man.
Wait, is the wife bitching too about?
Not with words. I can just tell when she looks at me, man.
That's even worse. That's even worse.
I was like, oh shit, I got some.
You putting your PJs on, she just look like you with side eye, like,
Yeah.
God damn it, look what I look at this shit. Ugh.
That's number one.
I gotta suck his dick. I gotta lift the gut to get to his dick. That's horrible. I don't know what. I'll just say, but so I mean that's the one everybody does, right? The losing weight. Are you gonna start? Are you gonna start today?
Well, yeah, I mean,
as in 2022.
Yeah, actually, some coworkers were all doing it together, so to try to keep ourselves motivated. And I just broke my foot, man. So,
what an excuse! I broke my foot. I can't work out.
I can't even drive for 8 weeks, man. So it's gonna be interesting.
You can do sit-ups.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, that's true.
I can't, but you're not going to because your foot broke. You don't need your foot to do sit-ups, man. Or curls.
You keep my ass motivated. You're gonna shame me into working out. I just need to call.
I will bully you. Look, don't get me wrong. I'm at my fattest right now too. Like I'm 170. I've never been 170. I usually when I do the whole like, hey, new year, new me, workout, blah blah blah. I wait till February to start because by then everybody who started as New Year resolution gave up.
Okay.
So actually around right after Valentine's Day is when that's what I did last year in 2021. And then my friend, a friend of mine that I grew up with in France, now he lives in the District of Columbia, but he used to be fat when we were kids. We didn't bully him about it. Like he was a nice fat, like like teddy bear fat. Like he was cute. Like it wasn't like, oh my God, how can you breathe type of shit. It was fine because he wore baggy jeans. I mean, this is the 90s, so he was wearing baggy jeans and all that. Wearing to hip hop. Wu-Tang, by the way. Shout out to the t-shirt you're wearing. And then he started CrossFit, and now the dude is shredded.
Oh, damn.
Last time I saw him in person was at his wedding in 2007. I haven't seen him since, but he sends me a picture and he goes, look, I just did a competition this morning at 6 a.m. What have you done?
What have you?
Every day he competes every
Man,
day. And so he
wow.
would send me these like workout programs, like, hey, if you do this, do that, 30, like 20 of these, 10 of that. And by the end of your workout, I'm like, holy fuck, I just did 100 push-ups.
Wow. Man,
And
I
they
need to get
work.
with you, man.
No,
That's cool.
no, they work. I just gave up. That's all it is. Do you follow any of this shit? Like, you on special diet or what are you going to do? You have a plan?
No, I have a plan. Yeah, I'm gonna. I tried keto for a while, and that actually really worked for me.
I heard that.
So
Yeah, my sister did that too. She lost a lot of weight that way.
yeah, I mean, there's definitely a plateau of energy where when you first start out, it definitely makes you feel really tired. But then once you push past that, you
Mhm.
start feeling pretty good and dropping the weight pretty quick. But it's like anything else. I just have to stay disciplined, you know. But
Well, you have
it
your coworkers too.
yeah, exactly. We're doing a little competition with some money, so I think
Oh, there's money
that
involved.
yeah. So I
How
think
much? How much we
it'll
talking?
stick
How
with
much we
you.
talking?
It's $200, but hey, it's still 200
What?
bucks. Yeah, so that's
Wait. So
something.
hold on. Back up. What is the bet? Is there a deadline? Is it by December 2022?
No, so we're trying to do it by we're trying to do it in 6 months. So January, February, March, April, May. So by the end of May, whoever has the most weight loss, or we're going to do body fat because they're
Yeah.
my coworker is like 300 pounds, and I'm like 190, and my other coworker is like 220. So we're kind of have a broad range right now. So yeah, it's
Oh,
just
so
going
it's
to be
got to be body fat. So you measure your
body
body
fat
fat.
percentage.
When do
Yeah.
you start? When you start?
January 1st is what we're going to try to do. But from what you're saying, man, that February thing doesn't sound too bad. Maybe we need to
You
push it.
want one
Yeah.
more month of eating like shit? It's gonna get
Well,
it doesn't matter because you're going by like body fat, so it doesn't matter really when you start. You
right,
can be
that's true.
fatter by February 1st,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
as long as your body fat goes down by May 30th, you're fine.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I think
dope.
yeah, it'll be cool, man. I just need to find a way to keep myself motivated, and I just get too comfortable. I get to the point where I'm like favoring all the time, and I just can't stop, dude. It's bad.
Hold on. What are you favoring then? Because you can favor some good
Oh,
shit too.
dude, and since I've been in San Antonio, man, like
Oh, that doesn't help
my
either.
my friends call it that tortilla time bomb is what they call it, man. Because I'm just wrecking on tacos all the time, man. There's a joint here called Tinka Taco. I
Uh-huh.
can't get enough of it, dude. I could eat it every day. It's dangerous, man. It's just good.
Just call. Okay, here's what you do. Tell your wife whenever you feel the urge or the craving to have those tacos, like no sex for a week.
Oh damn.
Well, I mean, shit, it's straight off. So just don't do it. It's that simple. Look, if you need a carrot and a stick, there's your stick and there's your carrot. You can get $200 by May, and you get to have sex with your wife, or you get fatter and you feel bad about yourself, and you have to pay $200.
I think I know what the right choice is.
Well, glad I could help, man. This is all the time
Yeah,
we have. Thank you so much for
thanks, man. Thanks, man.
If you ever need advice on weight loss, talk to me.
That's funny, man.
No, I don't know what the fuck
Oh,
I'm talking
dude.
about. I really don't. No, but I am all for accountability because it's true that when you, at least for me, it was like that. Like when during the pandemic, I was like, okay, I'm by myself. I'm in my apartment, and you buy the equipment, you buy the dumbbells, you buy the mat, you buy like the band things, and you're like, okay, now I got to follow something because if I do it by myself, I know I'm not gonna do it right. Right?
Yeah.
It's like if it's like you always get a workout buddy because like he'll push you, he'll or she will like encourage you and be like, no, don't give up. One more push, one more push, one more set, one more set. When you're by yourself and the TV's right there, the fridge is right there, and the couch is calling you like, come on, man, come here, come to put your ass on me. Next thing you know, you're like, fuck them reps.
Yeah.
Time to catch up on Succession. That's
Yeah. All right.
that's what
Man,
that's what happens.
I've slept on that show. I keep hearing it's great.
Oh, you haven't?
I have HBO Max, so I just need to queue it up.
Oh man.
And
Well, now if I you have all month of January to watch it, to watch all 3 seasons. Because after that,
yeah.
you're done. You got to get on the grind, man. You got to
Oh
get
yeah.
on the grind. But that's
Oh
not too
man.
bad. Like you look fine. I mean, as long as your wife doesn't complain, that's really what the
Thanks,
bar
man. I mean,
should.
that's what's good about Zoom. It's like from the neck up, so you can't see them.
That's why I didn't want to come do it in person.
No.
That's why. It's not
Hey
about
man,
the
you
drive
want
or the gas money.
hey, you want to pick me up in San Antonio? That's cool. I'll be
$200
there.
from the bet. No.
Yeah. It's like $110 to Uber there.
Yeah,
I
no
checked it.
shit. I live in
Because
Pflugerville now too. So
oh yeah. And
yeah.
congrats on the new house, man. That's cool.
Oh, thank you. It hasn't sunk in yet.
That's cool, man. That's my goal too. That's my other goal for 2022. So be
Is
in the
the,
house.
is the market as bad down there?
It's a little bit better. I mean, it's crazy everywhere, but it doesn't seem as crazy as Austin so far. Looking,
I don't really know
Oh.
San Antonio that well.
I don't either, man. I'm learning. I kind of live in the SeaWorld area, so it's kind of touristy.
Is that the north
Like off,
side?
like on 151, like northeast side.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's nice. But I miss Austin, man. I'm not gonna lie. I
Hey,
miss
you know
Austin.
what we said? The best part of San Antonio is Austin.
That's Austin. Yeah, that's right. Oh, man.
Why'd you move down there in the first place?
Well, we I had a death in the family. I know a lot of people are going through their
Ah,
versions of that, but it made sense to be close to family. And since
yeah, I get it.
my oldest daughter was getting ready to start a kindergarten, so the transition seemed right because everybody was going their separate ways from her school, and being close to family, it's been nice because it's funny. Like my wife's never seen me do a show because she's always been with kids. Like
Oh,
we've never had that kind of support, Like so it's interesting.
wow. Not even on video? You don't have a video of yourself?
She's seen video, yeah, but she's never physically gone to the show, like never been out to the Roma room or any of that. So
Oh,
it's kind of crazy.
yeah. I mean, eventually. By
Yeah,
the way, you're the first person I met at the Romo room.
and I was trying to remember like back on Olin Road. I remember you coming in, and I
Yeah.
think it was before like one of the Sunday shows. Yeah,
Yeah. It
and
was first off, I forgot how I found it. I already forgot. I don't know if I Googled it or there was no like directory or anything. But
Mhm.
I guess I was not trying to go to Target and then miss the entrance. It was
You
behind the
stumbled
Target.
upon it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
like okay, this is a little business complex. Cool. Oh, there's one room. Holy shit, it's actually pretty nice. And you're the first one I saw, and then Rob was there too. And you explained to me how it worked. That like, it's donation. Give $10. Get yourself a drink, get yourself a beer, and then we'll record your set and blah blah blah. And I was like, holy fuck, this is awesome. I was like, trying to think. So I started in 2019. So this was 2020 because I stopped in 2019 about halfway through the year, and then I came back officially that 2020, and that's when I found out about the room.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you had been like a judge for like a funniest
Yeah.
person in Austin and things like that, right?
Yeah, I
Wait,
did it
so
two
you
years
weren't
in a
doing
row.
stand up back then?
No, I wasn't. I did
Oh wow.
I was a judge 2 years in a row in 2018 and 2017. And then
Ah,
2019 is when I started and I entered the contest. So I was on the other side of the thing. And I'm like, I know all the criteria. Doesn't mean I'm gonna make it or anything. Cause I mean, I was against like Andrew Murphy. And
oh
that
yeah.
same night, I'm like, these guys are fucking hilarious. There's no way in hell. I did 17 open mics. There's no way I was gonna advance. But it was it's funny because Rebecca Trent made that comment on when she was on. She said, there is a thing about January open mics because there's a lot of people who put stand-up comedy on their New Year resolution.
Yeah.
And for me, it wasn't a New Year resolution. It was more of a well, I want to do this. I want to enter the contest, so I better get on as soon as possible. And it was January, but I'm sure I was along with some guys who are not around anymore. I mean, I don't know, but it was more of a like a well, it was kind of a goal for myself, and then I kept going.
That's
But
cool, man.
what was it for you?
Well, I'm kind of a theater kid. Like Rob and I did community theater for a long time, and
Like how long ago, or how old you're talking?
so
Because Rob is like 22.
he's, no, he's like 30.
I know,
Yeah,
I'm
but
fuck with him.
but I think I'm around your age. I'm 37. Um,
Okay.
so but when I was in high school, I did theater, and then I did community theater at a place called Sam Bass, and Rob did plays there, and then he went off and went to North Carolina School of the Arts,
Hmm.
and he went there to be a director. So he would come back, and he actually directed me into some plays, and I always wanted to be involved in the stand-up comedy scene, but I didn't really know the avenues in which to to do it. I did some open mics, and I felt like I was okay, but beyond that, I didn't really know how to pursue it.
Hmm.
And so the Roma rooms, whenever Rob kind of pitched the idea, it seemed like almost like a workout room, like where you could have the
Yeah.
stage time, and you
Yeah.
could kind of
Guaranteed stage
learn the
time.
right and learn the craft. So that was appealing to me just for that. Um, because I think if you include that time, and then when we stopped for COVID, I've barely done it a year, really.
Hmm.
Um, but it's something I always wanted to try. And then you had like people like Dean Stanfield and Pat Bernard and Spencer
Buck.
Cavins and Buck Buchanan,
Yeah.
all those guys. Yeah, and like Buck Buchanan and his brother Eric and I, we would go to the Love Goat all the time.
Hmm.
Um, and that was kind of like pre Roma room. And Cenote a few times.
Cenote on
Um,
Fridays. Yeah, with
yeah.
James Kerrigan.
So um, and Tramps.
Yeah,
So
Tramps.
those
Yep.
were, and that's really all I had really done. And I bombed so bad, but um,
Not
I
anymore.
would, well, yeah, not anymore, but in the beginning, yeah, but
Well,
it's
this
it's
is
yeah,
part of it.
oh yeah, it's necessary, but it was just cool to be in that world and learn it. So the room, man, hats off to those guys, because you know having a chance to be on the same bill like with Brett Ernst was a dream come true for me, because
Right, right. That's
I
right.
I I really looked up to him and his comedy, so that was amazing. And never thought I'd be able to do something like that, and like you got to be on the show with Adam Ray. Like, I mean, that's awesome,
Wait.
dude.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like that's just cool, man.
No,
I
I
mean,
mean
I love.
they did a good job. Shout out to Rob and everything he's done, and congrats to him on the wedding and all that good stuff. Now Pat's in charge.
Yeah, absolutely. Patty Bo
Yeah,
Daddy, man, he's doing it big over there.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah, he is.
But
Uh, uh, Go ahead.
oh no, I was just saying, like, but yeah, that was really my start. The Roma Room, I'll always consider my home club, and and it was just cool to learn from everybody. And when you have certain people around you, the reason why I mention all those guys is because they're all people I admired, and to make you step your game up, especially like
Yo,
somebody like Dean. Like
yeah, hats off to
that's
Dean, man. Dean is
yeah.
like seriously. At one point, it's like there's no. I could see Dean like 3 times in one day,
Mhm.
and I'm like, okay, there's just 3 mics I want to hit, and then here comes Dean just strolling in with his freaking Crocs. But he hustles, man. Dean really hustles, and he's the nicest redneck I know.
That's true, man.
He's the
He's
nicest
charming.
redneck. Yeah, the nicest mullet, baby face motherfucker I know. That's Dean. Really, really. Yeah, my hats off to him. It was good to see him at Skankfest
Oh yeah,
and
man.
actually do really well. follow some killers, and he was nervous as fuck. I think he followed Miss Pat one day.
Oh wow.
He followed
Man.
Miss Pat in the box, and I talked to him afterwards, and it was like, yo, I was shitting bricks, thinking I have to follow Miss Pat, and he did fine. He did just fine.
Wow.
Yeah, shouts to Dean, man. Shouts to Dean.
Yeah. Wish I could have been there for that. That's dope.
Yo, don't miss the next one.
Yeah.
Don't miss
I
the
mean,
next one.
I got to get your opinion because, like, while we're on that subject, like Dean has a good philosophy, man. Like, you got to put your time in, and you got to dedicate, a certain amount of time to the craft. But
Mhm.
you're a dad, like, and we do it when we can. Like, how are you able to like uh, get your mics in, get your reps in?
Well, first of all, I'm separated, so my schedule is it's not as uh busy, I would say, as yours. But I think if I can hit, I don't know, 3, 4 mics in a week,
Hmm.
I'm good. If I know I have a show coming up, I'll try to do more than that. Um, and I don't mind getting around. I mean, now I live north. There's a bunch of mics up here, but I'll go down.
Hmm.
I'd go downtown and go to Shakespeare's, and I did WTF last Monday.
Oh, nice.
No cap, Mike. But I don't know. It's like you got to make the time. Like there's no other formula. I know that here's the thing too, and I think that it comes with age, is that I have shit to do. We have shit to do. Like
Right.
I have a job, I have a kid, I have interests, I
Yeah.
have things I'm trying to build, and my bandwidth is very small. So, and it's like any, no, I don't want to say that. That's kind of reductive, but you you have to make the time, but it is still a young man's game, or like a young person's game, which is fine.
Hmm.
And I'm not putting it on age at all. Look at Dean Delray. Dean Delray started like around our age, and now he tours with Bill Burr. But
Yeah.
Dean Delray is not married, no kids, none of that. But
Right.
it is doable. I mean, what's his name? Um, like the no respect guy.
Oh, Rodney.
Yeah, Ronnie Dangerfield didn't make it till he was older. Lewis Black, same thing. And
Yeah.
you're I don't think it's an age thing, but I think it helps when you're in your 20s, when you're still trying to figure shit out,
Right.
and you're like, hey, yeah, I have time to hang out till 3 in the morning with fellow comics and shoot the shit and run jokes with each other and hang out and get to know. This is how I get to know comics here. This is what I do.
Right.
But I got to make the time. There's no way around it.
Yeah. I think that's been like the thing about I've gone to mics still in Austin, like before I got hurt, of course, but I haven't done any open mics here in San Antonio. So I know like Laugh Out Loud's like on Tuesdays, and they've got a couple other mics, but it's definitely a different scene.
Yeah,
So I'm
I
trying
mean,
to
you just
I'm
gotta
trying to.
go and try them out. That
Yep.
there's no way around it. And
Absolutely. So.
and in a way, I think that yeah, I wish I could be out there more.
Mhm.
Um, but it's like, yeah, my bandwidth is really really small, and I've in a way, I've kind of always envied people who by the time they're, I don't know, 18, maybe earlier, like, oh, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like when you hear these professional comics go, yo, I started doing improv, and then I got on stage and I told jokes, and I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. Or, oh, I want to do theater. I want to do, I want to be a carpenter, whatever it is, whatever your dream is when you were a teenager. And
Mhm.
today, that's what you're doing. You've already won,
Yeah.
because no one can take that away from you, other than yourself, with a coke problem and a little, it's all up to you, because you just know you have to put in the work. The thing is, you got to stay. I think you have to stay humble.
Mhm.
Uh, Man, I sound like a TED talk now. You got to stay humble and hungry, and like I don't know what this is going. Like I don't know if 5 years from now I'll still do this. Like I don't know if I'm meant to do this. I know I've always known that I wanted to do something in entertainment.
Hmm.
Um, maybe because I mean I've thrown events, I've produced shows, I've gotten on stage. Maybe that's getting on stage is not for me. Look at Brandon Lewin from
Yeah.
Big Laugh Comedy. Like he was a comic, and then he realized he wasn't getting enough stage time, and then he said, you know what, I just put on my own shows, and then he started putting on shows, and he realized he was great at it, and now that's what he does, and he does a great job. Kate went through the same thing recently.
Yeah.
Well, she said, yeah, Austin, Texas comedy is really my calling. This whole getting on stage telling jokes that nobody laughs at, not my thing. And Rebecca made a good point when she was on the show. She said, we don't need more comics, but we need more people involved in comedy.
Sure. I mean, it's a
Like,
must, especially with the way the scene has grown. It's
no, exactly. Like there's no HR department. There's no fundraiser. There's no, hey, I'm happy. What if they were like a comedy doctor? Can you imagine that?
yeah,
None of these kids have health insurance.
that's right.
But
Well,
if
there's no ham for comedians, you know.
exactly. So if said tomorrow, God forbid something happens to you, and there's a doctor who's like, hey, you know what? As part of my contribution to the community, I will do health checks with comics because God knows they need health checks.
Yeah, right. I mean, what would that be? The Health Alliance for Comedians hack? That would be interesting.
I don't know, but it's one of those industries that who are making its point too. Do you listen to Drink Champs? Drink Champs.
I know of it. Yeah, I just don't listen.
Okay, so
But
Drink Champs, for those who don't know, it's a podcast on the Black Effect Network. It's Noriega and DJ EFN, and then they interview the whole point of their show is to give flowers to rappers while they're alive. So they've had recently Ghostface and Raekwon, they've had Alicia Keys, they've had Shime the Rugged Child, they've had Kanye recently. So it's you learn so much about these artists, and you're like, yeah, let's get to know you while you're still around, so we're not having to do a tribute when you're dead. And he was talking about how there's no SAG for rappers, and how like you got, you know, rappers committing suicide or dying in the streets, or they have all this money. Can you imagine? Like all these rappers got money. If every rapper out there, active rapper out there, donated $1 to some organization, right, that would help mental health shit. Or hey, if tomorrow Cool Herc is sick, like if you know who Cool Herc is, Godfather of hip hop. If tomorrow Cool Herc is sick, he can call numbers, say, hey, I'm Cool Herc, I need coverage because I'm sick, blah blah blah. And then here, this is the hip hop fund that can help you. So something like that, but for comedians.
yeah, that would be dope. I mean, like it's funny, that kind of takes me back like the old MTV Crib days when we had Method Man and Redman like in an apartment with like some tangled up like Nintendo in a little TV.
The Redman MTV Cribs from like 1996 or something like is like epic. Like live in an apartment, it's shit's on the floor.
That's probably how they're living, man. But
not today. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Redman was still in that shitty ass apartment in Jersey, wherever it was. No, but it to Rebecca's point, it's like, yeah, you gotta. Not everybody's a comedian. Some people can fit in other ways.
Right. And some people can do both. I think like Pat Bernard's a great example. Like I think he's a hilarious comedian, and I hope he's able to get some stage time in addition to what he's doing. I know he's busy, but
yeah. I had a long talk with him. I want to bring him back because he was on actually exactly a year ago. Him and him and
Him and Rob.
Rob. Yeah, that was my first episode just about comedy. But yeah, I had a long. We talked for like 2 or 3 hours, and I was telling him, like, hey, yeah, this is you got some big shoes to fill here because Rob was the guy, and now you're the guy. And I'm like, but I want to see you on stage too, man, because you're funny. I want to see you on
Yeah.
stage. And it was interesting because the thing is going to a mic is one thing, but as big as comedy is getting in Austin, I feel like it's gonna get to a point of saturation where any mic, not just mics, but just shows in general. Like just go in and go to a show, anybody can do that, right?
Yeah.
But if you can find something different about your show that makes it more interesting or more memorable, there's heckle mics, for example, but that's
Right.
been done and redone. There's roast battles that's been done and redone. But I was telling him, like, try to find something, not a gimmick, but something that's like, oh shit, yeah, this show or this mic, no one else does it like him, or like they do at the Romo Room.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be a format that hasn't been done before or not done in Austin yet. I don't know what that is,
That's what I
but
dig about like the tag mic that Alden does, man. Like
yeah, there we go. See,
that,
yeah, that's an interesting one.
yeah, that's
So
original.
yeah, so for those who don't know, if you're a comedian, uh Alden Schaub does a tag mic at Romo Room on Fridays, where while a comic is on stage, everybody else got to write tags for him. And then after the set, just write them on a piece of paper, just turn it over. I think that's a great idea.
It's cool, man.
That's what
Makes
I'm talking
you
about. Shit like that. Because I mean, the whole, hey, let's get someone on the mic and put a couch. And then if you do well, you come sit down. It's like, come on, man. You doing Johnny Carson again? Really? You know how long that's been?
right.
Give me something else. Or Dave J's joint, where he just throws a topic at you and you got to riff for 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's cool.
But that's
too.
been done. That's the riff thing has been done. Like the roulette, there's different ways to do it. But at the end of the day, it's like, hey, here's something. Oh, at Skankfest, there was Aaron Cheatham. I wasn't there, but he talked about it. He said, so it was a roulette and he had to tell jokes. It was like a handicap. And the handicap that he got after spinning the wheel was he had to dance and tell his jokes. So he started doing the worm, doing all kinds of dances. There was another one where you had to like turn your back to the audience
Oh wow.
and deliver your jokes. Like shit like that. Like that's actually interesting.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what creativity, especially uh it seems like if everybody's got an idea, there's going to be a place for that idea where you can at least try it out, which I love.
Oh yeah, I can just go to Pat. If you have ideas, just go talk to Pat Bernard at the Romo Room. And just I had an idea for him. And I'm looking to get it started in the spring. I'm not
what
gonna
is
say,
it?
no, I'm not.
Oh, you can't. You're not gonna say it.
No, I don't want to say because then one, so I don't want someone else to do it. And second, we did a small version of it already at my apartment. It was me. Who was it? Me, Pat, Nate.
Clinging.
Yeah, Nate Klingon, and I forgot to Tyler.
Oh, okay.
And Tyler Nelson, yeah. And we did a mini version of that at my place, and I was like, yo, we need to do that at the Romo. So I'm not gonna say anything until it's done. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want someone else to take it. I want to turn it to a TV show, and I'm pissed off because somebody else makes money up because it doesn't exist. As far as I know, it doesn't exist. So
I'll just wait and see.
Just wait and see, and I hope it works out. So in the spring at the Romo Room, I hope I can do it too, man, because I'm just adding on shit to do.
Nice, man.
There's just so much. It's like if you have Sorry, and I'm rambling. Like I said, I have no agenda.
No,
So
no, it's all good.
I was talking to a DJ yesterday. Sunday. Good friend of mine, Mixer Rogers. Go check him out. Really dope DJ. And I was like, in Austin, there used to be places where you could go to, and they played, I want to say, like, not top 40 shit. Like, they wouldn't play Drake. They wouldn't play the baby or the other baby or the young baby. They wouldn't
Uh-huh.
play, like, whoever's the one right now. There's no Kanye. It's like, we're gonna play either some underground stuff, or we're gonna play some soulful hip hop, or play some funk, dropping James Brown, like grown folk shit.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because like we do the show called the OG show. We did one a month ago, and I just decided to play like Mos and Quali and Roots and all this, and all these younger people are like, "What is this?" Like, it's like, how do you not
Is little in the name?
know?
No, it's not, bitch. Pay attention. That's what I'm saying.
And I
Like, so, and it's like, and we were thinking about it because back in the day, I don't know how long you've been in Austin.
since '99.
Okay, so you know your shit. I mean, I'm assuming. I'm
Yeah.
surprised I'm just running into you now. That's weird. I
Well,
got
I
here in
went to.
98.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I went to McNeil, and
McNeil
I
High
went to.
School?
Yeah, and so we
Westwood,
have a
man.
mutual. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm '03, McNeil, and I went to
I'm
school with a
99.
mutual friend of ours, Obi.
Oh
Uh,
shit, that's right.
yeah.
Obi.
And so I see him every now and then, but it's been a long time since we caught up. So, but
I
shout
talked
out
to
to
him
Obi.
yesterday. I was with him this weekend.
Oh, that's cool. But
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday.
oh, that's awesome. He doing
Uh
good?
yeah, it's good. He's
Yeah, that's
living the life. He's just wrapped up Fear the Walking Dead as a special effects specialist, whatever that means. He tried to explain to me one time. I'm like, look, man, if you tell me there's a plant there, you make it disappear, I'd be like, all right, that's your job. That's what you do. That's all I need to know. Don't throw me some like
right.
technical jargon of, I don't know, VFX. I don't know how that works. No, but like, if there was a spot you could go to as an adult, because I don't know about you. Do you go out anymore at all?
I mean, not in that way, but I will say, like, I never went like to the club. Like,
That's why I
that
haven't met you.
that was never really my
That's
scene.
why I didn't meet you till 2020.
Like my thing, like my hangout was Alamo Draft House. Like back in the day, a group of friends, they used to have this thing every Friday. It was called videoke. It was like karaoke, but you did movie scenes and you riffed over the scenes. So you
Oh, that's dope.
improvised over it. And so they had a kind of like American Idol style where um, they would judge you and then you could win stuff. And then eventually, like I got to the point where I started hosting, and then um, it was like from midnight to like 3 in the morning. So I would do stuff like that, and then we even like thought about doing like a version of it at the old Roma room and renaming it because it was something that we all like doing. But that's kind of like that's some theater kid shit. Like,
Yeah,
so
no,
yeah.
as long as it's different. Look, Master Pancake Theater is the thing.
Hmm. Yep.
Those
Yeah.
are always fun. Like, put on a movie and then you just riff on it. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, that's so. When you bring that up, Owen, one of the guys that does that, I got a chance to be on a couple of his shows back in like, man, this must have been like 04, 05.
Uh-huh.
But he was telling me the way that they got that started is they did a version of like Top Gun and they taped it. And they said, okay, Top Gun's going to play like 3 in the morning on KXAN on the NBC affiliate.
Uh-huh.
And so I want to call the radio station and beg for them to play our version of Top Gun, and people could mute their TVs. And then it started like this following where people liked it enough where they brought it to Alamo and were able to do it the way that everybody knows it now, which is pretty cool.
The Alamo always had some dope programming. That's what I mean. Like, it's one thing. Yeah, we play movies,
Hmm.
but you're not AMC.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're doing something. I used to go to Mike and Ike You remember Mike and Ike
Yeah,
cartoon extra? I forgot the whole name. It was like a cartoon animation festival.
festival. Yeah,
Yeah, and then they show like Happy Tree Friends and all those fucked up cartoons. Like there
yeah.
was one of the one that will haunt me for the rest of my life was the it was the oh there was Dr. Tran.
Hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah. I
Uh
mean, I remember.
and then
Yeah, there.
no the bird that gets fucked by a horse. Remember that one?
Oh no, I don't think I remember that. I remember like
Every
a
year they would show that shit on a giant
what?
screen. It was an animation of a little yellow bird that sees a horse, and it was just high on drugs or some I don't know what it was, and then it would fuck the horse,
Oh my
and
god.
it was very graphic, but it was animated, so that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Well, wouldn't you?
oh man, I gotta find this now.
When you
Uh,
said that, I remember one where it was like an Uncle Sam type of character. It was animated, and he had a bald eagle with him, and they would go door to door, and if you didn't pay your taxes, the bald eagle would fuck you. Um, that's one that I remember. Like that was like off the wall. Yeah, but they had some crazy shit. I remember they used to do open screen nights. Did you ever go to those too there?
open what?
Um, Open screen night.
Uh-uh.
Um, so they would have some shit. I remember the one that sticks out in my head is it started out with this title card that said this videotape was found in a duffel bag that I bought at Goodwill, and this is what was on the tape. And so
Oh,
you see this like this blurry uh, peach blurry thing, and it starts to zoom out. It's extremely zoomed in, and over the course of the video, it just zooms out, zooms out, zooms out, and you see this like dark movement, and it zooms all the way out, and it's some dude that's playing with his penis that has like a little beanie on it, and sing and lip, and he's like lip syncing to like Mighty Mouse, and they would have some weird ass shit. Like, oh my god. but but I loved like all of that. That's kind of like what I became obsessed with, was like all being part of all that stuff. And stand up was something like, because like growing up, like I watched like so much. Everybody talks about SNL, which I love
no,
SNL, but
fuck SNL.
um
Mad TV
but
all day.
I have to disagree with you there, man. In Living Color was my shit.
Oh,
um
well, we didn't have that. Don't
dude,
get
man,
me
I used
wrong.
to.
In living color, is it like I didn't find out about living color till much later,
Oh, okay.
but I just saw a lot of clips from back then and from Jim Carrey playing the fireman, the fucked up
Fire
fire,
Marshal Bill, yeah, yeah,
yeah, and then the homie the clown.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
And,
that
and,
I've seen clips of all that stuff, but I didn't watch back then. I was a Mad TV kid. Mad
oh,
TV
okay.
was my go-to.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, because like Paul Mooney wrote Homie the Clown, and
Oh, he
like
did?
yeah, so like that was his character, and then of course Damon killed it.
Yeah.
But those guys were my heroes, like Tommy Davidson and of course Jamie Foxx. But yeah, and then I was late to SNL because of that.
All right. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
you're not missing much.
then
You're not missing much. Well, I'll tell you what, that like the season of SNL that had the most memorable sketches. Well, there was, of course, the when uh Richard Pryor was on. There's that
sure,
one sketch of Richard Pryor and Chevy Chase saying the N-word.
yeah, that's
Yeah, that was
definitely a classic.
yeah. And then the whole shit, what's his I'm blanking on names now. The guy who does Will Ferrell, the Will Ferrell generation.
Hmm.
Like that was
Yeah,
like peak SNL.
I mean Farley Spade, Adam Sandler, them all together was pretty special. Um, but I think that kind of speaks to our age too. Like you can kind of tell like how old somebody is by like what their favorite SNL cast is, kind of
Oh, I
like.
mean, but I didn't watch it. I was Mad TV. I mean, Will Sasso,
Well, so yeah,
what's the name? Nicole Sullivan. what's the girl? Alex Borstein, like that was my
Hmm.
shit. And I'm not even going, not even as far as when Key and Peele joined and Ike Barinholtz joined. I'm talking like,
Bobby Lee.
huh?
Bobby Lee was funny. Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Lee was good. But even like when Artie Lang was on, like the first season,
Hmm.
and
That's true. I forgot about.
Deborah Wilson, Artie Lang, Brian Callen, um, I'm trying to remember the other dudes that were on there. Yeah, but to me, it was like MadTV was like, these guys don't give a fuck. SNL was still politically correct, I think,
Right.
compared to MadTV at that time.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like Mad TV took the In Living Color, uh, like playbook, and they kind of executed it that way because
Yeah,
In Living Color was never live. They taped everything. They made it the best version it could be, and then they put it out there. And Mad TV certainly did that. And,
yeah.
and
I mean, don't get me wrong. As far as like who's come out, which show had the biggest stars afterwards? SNL, no doubt. I mean, it's an institution at this point, right?
sure,
I mean, there are some people out there who have a knack for recognizing talent. It's what's his name? I mean, Lorne Michaels, of
sure.
course. I mean, he's seen them all from Bill Murray all the way to uh Kate McKinnon. You
Yeah,
know,
it is
and,
ironic that the one year that he left the show was when Eddie Murphy was on. I mean,
yeah,
because
right.
Eddie Murphy's arguably the biggest star to ever come out of that show.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's done well in their own right, but when you're like, where's the cast of Mad TV now?
That's true.
Compare, I mean, I'm sure they're doing stuff. I mean, Ari Spears is still on the road. Mo
Mhm.
Collins is on Fear of the Walking Dead. Alex Borstein is on Family Guy doing other shit. But you look at Living Color, Jim Carrey will show up every once in a while and give us, Dr. Eggman, or a dude who likes penguins. So it's kind of like,
Yeah, I mean, but for a minute there, he was a superstar, no
oh,
doubt
Jim,
about it.
nobody can fuck with Jim Carrey. The Mask was such. Well, first of all, Cameron Diaz.
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't know a
Wow.
single. I don't care if you get it straight. No, nobody can look
If
at
you have a
Cameron
pulse,
Diaz
man, damn.
from The Mask. Wow, when did The Mask come out? 1995,
94, yeah, 94, 95. It's got to be somewhere in there. Yeah,
94,
but
July 94. Um, and Richard Jenny was in The Mask.
hilarious, man. Yeah, Rob turned me on to him. I didn't know who he was until I met
Oh,
Rob.
yo, Richard Jenny is like, I saw him live at the Paramount.
Oh, damn.
Yes, I saw him live at
That's
the
cool.
Paramount, early 2000s. But his special, I mean, all of them are good. Platypus Man, uh, The Big Steaming Pile of Me,
Yeah.
little, was it like Little Catholic Boy or something like that? But man, so fucking good. So fucking good. He has, yeah, man. I have all the DVDs. I want to go back and watch them because it was so brilliant. He used to come on comedies. His 30-minute special will come on Comedy Central all the time. On Comedy Central Presents.
Yeah.
It was his that would be on all the time, and Louis Black's was always on.
Yeah. That,
But yeah,
that's
man.
true.
What was I talking about? Oh yeah, The Mask.
No, ask. Yeah.
Did you
Cameron
watch the
Diaz.
cartoon? Did you ever catch the cartoon?
Yeah. Yeah. I watched that and the Dumb and Dumber cartoon. Like, those are like short lived,
Yeah, the cartoon was
good
funny.
cartoons.
We had
Yeah.
it in French.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Somebody
Yeah.
stop me. How do you come up
Yep.
with this shit?
Yeah. That's craziness, man. I never watched that Jamie Kennedy sequel, but yes,
Oh, yes, right. Wasn't there one with a
Son of
dog
the
too?
yeah, Son of the Mask or something like that.
Why would you do that?
There's
Why
no
would
way
you?
to.
God damn it. I swear to God. I mean, Hollywood is going to shit. Do you see?
Well,
Okay,
I'm
are you an anime fan at all? Do you like anime?
absolutely, yeah. I was about
Okay.
to bring up Bebop.
Yes, I got to bring up Bebop. Exactly. I got to bring up Bebop because I went on a rant the other day about it. By the way, if you're into anime, you can hit stop and listen to another show. I've talked about anime so many times. I did a whole podcast about Dragon Ball Z with my brother.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, what happened to Bebop Cowboy Bebop, for those who don't know, it's in everybody's top 5 anime of all time. From
Absolutely.
1998, 99. It's on Netflix now. You can go back and watch the original. And so they announced they're going to do a live action thing. And you ever go to the IGN comment section?
Yeah.
So IGN probably has the most, like, besides YouTube, IGN has the most active comment section on the internet, because you're dealing with nerds who talk about video games, movies, and Marvel and all of that, and they're passionate. And as soon as they announced that they're doing the live action Cowboy Bebop series, not even a movie, series, they were like, fuck off.
Yeah, they immediately shit on it without even seeing
Oh,
it.
there's no way. Nobody's done it right. Nobody's done it right. Why they keep doing it? They just announced, and I kid you not, live action Mega Man movie.
Oh, why?
Why would you do a Mega Man? Mega Man, if it was animated, which is it already is, you go to Japan, there's tons of Mega Man cartoons, right?
Sure.
Rockman, they call him Rockman there. You know, but you do, if Netflix, if you want to do shit right, do what you did with Castlevania.
Well,
Did you watch it?
I didn't even catch that. Yep. But I gotta say, man, the guy that got to play Jet Black, he was on point.
I didn't even care to watch, man. As soon as I saw the trailer and the
I watched it
casting,
all.
you did? I'm sorry.
No, I'm not sorry.
I can shit on it because I haven't watched it.
It's a reimagining, man. So they had like Daniela Pineda who played Faye Valentine, like her and the dude that they had to play Jet Black, which is I'm blanking on his name. He was in Luke Cage also. He
Yeah.
played, but they were great, and John Cho did a good job. He just wasn't right for Spike, but
No, because he looks 40.
yeah,
He looks
exactly.
40. It's just not believable. But let me ask you this: did they try to like cram way too many references from the different episodes? Because the animated series, the episodes stand alone. Some of them are like sequels, but the stories are compelling like by themselves. Like you don't need to keep going,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, they messed that. They tried to make an arc, and some of it worked, and some of it was completely unearned. And they tried to make it. They tried to cram it in there. You're right, but it they didn't have enough episodes. But I think that show was also plagued by. I think John Cho like broke a leg during it, and then COVID fucked it up, and it was supposed to be out like last year, so it was
I
kind of
mean,
doomed.
no, I mean,
Doomed from the start.
if it was going to be good in the first place, we could have waited.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, look at Sonic. Everybody shit on Sonic, the movie,
Right.
because Sonic looked fucking horrifying, and the internet spoke, and then they went back and redid it. You have to wait a little longer, and it turned out fine. And now the second one come out, and they actually see Tails and Knuckles.
Yeah, my kids love that shit, and I actually liked it too. I dug it.
I won't
But I'll
watch.
sit there and watch. I'll watch cartoons all day though.
Oh, don't get me started. Do not look on my last episode with Katie Houseman. I played the theme song of Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats.
Nice,
You know what
classic.
that is? A lot of people don't. A lot of people didn't know
Oh yeah,
Heathcliff and
yeah.
the Cadillac
Heathcliff.
Cats.
Um, I used to watch. Uh, I introduced my kids to Garfield and Friends, where they're all like, they'll sit there and watch all that.
There was
Um,
I think I probably talked about this again. I don't want to sound too redundant on the show. I try not to, but every time we talk about some shit, it comes back
I,
to
I mean, I've heard you talk about Tom and Jerry and stuff like that. But I
yeah,
haven't.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so the whole so D.I.C. Dig they produced Heathcliff and Inspector
Mhm.
Gadgets and Jason the World Warriors and was Mask, was that them? Remember Mask?
Yeah, I
The
remember Mask. I
cars
don't know
that
if that
turned
was them
into
or. Yeah. Um, I think Batman the animated series is one of the best
oh
cartoons of all
yeah,
time.
yo, this is Batman. Yes.
I bought that whole series. They had it on Apple TV for like $29, so I was like, I got it.
Seriously?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Okay, the Littles, Care Bear. Yeah, Mask was. I'm going through the list.
Okay.
Mask was Dennis the Menace, The Real Ghostbusters, Busters,
Oh yeah.
Beverly Hills Teens, Cops,
Hmm.
Karate Kid, Super Mario, G.I. Joe, Captain Planet,
Oh wow.
1990. Yeah, Captain Planet. Fuck. Bill and Ted,
I watch that all the time too.
Sonic, Double Dragon, Street Sharks,
Oh wow. Throwback.
Sailor Moon. Wow, they did a lot. Sabrina's Secret Life, Dino Squad, Sushi Pack. The fuck is Sushi Pack? Sounds weird. The Wacky World of Tex Avery.
Oh, that was classic, dude. Yeah.
Holy shit. See that there's cartoons like that. Do you remember Freakazoid?
Oh yeah, absolutely. By right before Animaniacs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freakazoid. Freakazoid was the shit. It's goofy ass. Oh man. That's why I'm like
And
it's hard for me to watch cartoons with my son now
mhm.
because it's all CGI shit. It's Paw Patrol, it's PJ Masks, it's Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and it looked like shitty video game graphics.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I,
no,
I
we're gonna watch like 2D cartoon. That's why I love Bluey.
yeah, Bluey's classic, dude.
And that's
I challenge
Australian.
anybody. Yeah, I challenge anybody to watch Bluey and not enjoy it on some
Oh
level.
yeah. I don't care how old
Yeah.
you are. Bluey teaches you how to be a fucking human being. Not parent,
Yeah.
not just parent. If you're a parent, that's bonus.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, because you remember in the 80s, a lot of the cartoons, like at the end of the cartoon, there was always a segment that teaches you life lessons.
Yeah.
Like they
There's a
just shut
moral.
up a base. Like Mask would do that. They would just like shut up the bad guys and blew up shit. And at the end, remember, kids, always brush your teeth or whatever. After the credits.
Yeah. And even the early episodes of The Simpsons did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the first like two seasons, every episode had that with Bart at the chalkboard. Was like,
Oh,
yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
Wow, I didn't know that. I did not know
yeah.
that. I never watched to the end. That's why.
Oh
No, but
man,
like, but Bluey is 7 minutes long, and you learn some shit. Like, wow, that's really all it is, and it's not in a corny way either, which is actually impressive.
yeah. Seriously, yeah, it's real. That's why European shit is just better.
Oh, they're
Like,
Australian.
oh, Australia, yeah,
Bluey's
yeah. But I
Australian.
mean,
Anything
yeah.
outside the U.S. is better. I'll say
That's
that.
like
I'll be French for a second. Yeah, fuck you, Americans. When you stupid
my
cartoons
bad.
and your Paw Patrol and your PJ Mask, you kids in PJs saving the day. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh man, yeah. I used to watch that. Didn't they have a Earthworm Jim cartoon too? I remember that shit.
Yeah, it didn't last,
Uh,
but
yeah,
it's coming back from what I read somewhere sometime.
yeah. Everything's coming back around, like Ninja
Hey,
Turtles,
yes. Well,
all
there's
that.
been multiple iterations of the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, the Nickelodeon shit is bullshit, but I remember the old ones.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
1987 one. Yeah.
yeah.
So my my son loves the theme song,
Hmm.
but he's never watched an episode. I won't let him watch an episode just yet.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, no, you're gonna know who's who first of all, and you're gonna know what the weapons are. You're not gonna go around. Hey, he has a stick. It's not a fucking stick. It's a bow. Get it right. Donatello has a bow.
Both, yeah.
Michelangelo has nunchucks, and Leonardo has a katana. How you say katana?
Hmm.
Katana? I don't know.
Hmm.
And then Raphael has a
Psy, right?
yes, sai, yes. Don't say
Yeah.
fork or trident. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
how I got around that is my buddy hooked me up with all these ROMs, right? And
yeah.
so they have all these arcade games, and one of them is Turtles in Time. And
Yo,
so,
oh my God, that was my first Super Nintendo game ever.
dude,
That
so
I
it's still.
beat. So my dad, we're in France, and I don't know if you knew, but the American Super Nintendo and the European one don't look the same.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So the American Super Nintendo is kind of boxy looking,
Mhm.
the Super Famicom. The Japanese Super Nintendo and the European Super Nintendo they're rounder. So the cartridges are not rectangular. They kind of round a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So to play an American cartridge, you have to get an adapter. So my dad used to go on trips to the US, and then first of all, he bought us a Super Nintendo without any games. That was our Christmas gift. We got a Super Nintendo,
Wow.
no games. I'm like, if you want games, borrow them from your friends. But the first one we owned, he went on a trip, a business trip, came back, and he brought back Turtles in Time.
Oh man. Well, that's a
But we
great
couldn't play it because we didn't have the fucking adapter.
one. Damn.
We had to go and buy the adapter, and you put the American cartridge up front, and you put a French cartridge in the back, and you put
Oh,
the
okay.
whole thing into the French Super Nintendo, and then it works. But we beat that game the first time we played it.
Wow.
It's
That's impressive.
easy. I still have it. I have it on my Xbox. Like I modded my Xbox, so I have all the
Uh-huh.
games from the old consoles. I still play Turtles in Time, and it's
That's
just
classic.
as easy.
Yeah, I've played that, and so that's kind of how I taught my daughter like who everybody is. So she's been playing that, but I
How old is
haven't
your
showed her the
daughter?
cartoon yet. So she just turned 6. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. Yeah, I'm like, he'll be 4 next month. Well, this month
Oh,
because
cool.
it's January, right?
Right.
And I'm like, I can't wait because he's seen me play because I'll play Rayman Legends,
Mhm.
and he loves the music. Like there's one level where they call them music levels where the music goes with the action. So
Oh,
there'll
okay.
be like "Eye of the Tiger" is one of the songs. That's like remix Rayman style. Another one is Black Betty. Whoa, Black Betty, bam, like that song.
Yeah, yeah.
And he sings the song all the time.
Oh,
And I'm
wow.
like, oh man, I can't wait to play with you because he's like, oh, let's play Rayman. I'm like, I can't play. I'll just play a YouTube clip of somebody else play it and give you the controller and make you think like you're actually jumping and killing this
Yep.
game.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I won't let him watch Ninja Turtles just yet.
Yeah, it's a little early at 4. Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Fuck that theme song. It's horrible. The other one was
And
like so much better.
man, what was the other one?
Teenage
'Cause that's
Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Here
that's
we're
what you
gonna have
just sang.
shells. No, no,
Turtle
no.
Power.
No. The new one, the Nickelodeon one goes, here we go. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up the lyrics. I'm gonna sound ridiculous right now, but fuck it. I'm gonna pull up the lyrics because it is so stupid. And by the way, the English version of the original Ninja Turtles thing was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here in a half shell to the power. They the most something team. We're really hip. I'm like, shut up.
Mhm.
You remember that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like
Oh,
that,
man.
and then he says, get a grip. He's a
Yeah.
radical rat. I'm like, no, because in French, it didn't give him those surfer dude voices.
Oh, okay.
And in the French version of the theme song, they don't do this little quip things.
Mhm.
And it sounds way better.
Oh, okay.
So the new one is atrocious. Hold on.
So that kind of reminds me of like the Super Mario Brothers Super Show where they start rapping for just randomly in it.
Yeah, so
Like,
this is a rap. So the new, I'm not gonna play it because if I put this on YouTube, I'll get like banned or something. I get blocked. So it goes, so it's rappers. They're
Mhm.
rapping the song. And they go, here we go, it's the Lean Green Ninja team. On the scene, cool teams doing ninja things. So extreme out of sewer like laser beams. Get rocked with the shell shock pizza kings. And the best part, this is the part that pissed me off the most. Can't stop these radical dudes. The secret of the ooze made a chosen few emerge from the shadows to make their moves. The good guy win and the bad guys lose.
Oh,
Get the fuck out of here. Come on.
yeah.
The good guys win. No, nobody in the history of cartoon theme songs has ever said the good guy wins and the bad guys lose.
That's just the society
Not
we live
even
in.
DuckTales, not even any Disney cartoon, as nobody has ever put those words in the theme song. But Ninja Turtles fucking Nickelodeon, put them in there.
That's funny.
And
Oh
it
my
make
god.
ugh.
Yeah. I mean the original will always have a soft place in my heart, man, because when I was 7 or 8, but growing up, I have a mild case of cerebral palsy, right?
Mhm,
And so um I I walked where like I was on my tiptoes, and so my heel cords were really short. So
mhm.
they did this surgery where they took out my heel cords and they snipped all the muscle around it. Um, and I was in these 2 casts, and I was on my back for like 3 months. And my aunt worked at a video store, so she got me like all the Ninja Turtles, all these different cartoons that I could just have these videotapes and watch because I was just on my back
Oh,
all
dope.
day, every day. But that's what it makes me think of. But yeah, I think that's why I love cartoons so much because I spent so much time watching them back in the
Look,
day.
my parents tell me to this day that um when I first started speaking, I was 2 years old. They both worked, so they would put me in front of the TV. Not they would go to work, but we had a nanny, and there was the show I used to watch called Chaui Godo. It's an anime actually. It's from Japan, but it was in French, and it's about this one stray dog looking for his mom, and it was this little ass dog and this big dog that would help him in his journey to find his parents. And my parents would come back from work, and I would start singing the theme song to this cartoon, and they had no idea what I was saying. And I was 2 years old, and the nanny told him, "Yeah, it's this cartoon that back watches. It's called Cheo and Godo and all that." Um, but like to this day, uh, like there's so many theme songs that are stuck in my head, like cartoon theme songs. There's a guy I was telling Katie the other day. There's a guy in France right now. He's probably in his 60s, but he was responsible for like most of the team's theme songs, cartoon theme songs growing up.
Oh
Mostly anime stuff, but he was the guy who did the theme songs. He tours. He goes on tour.
wow,
And adults my age go to those shows and sing along to those cartoon theme songs. Isn't that crazy?
that is crazy. Wow, man. But I'm trying to think like I other than Bluey, I can't think of one where I'm like, this is gonna stand the test of time. Like it's gonna
Mm,
age well. It's like
yeah.
as far as like for kids, like I
No,
feel like
there's one I found that's actually pretty funny, and it's British. Peppa Pig, fuck Peppa Pig. She's a cunt. She's annoying as hell. She's a brat. She's never happy. Always bitches. Can't stand her. So
man, spoilers.
I'm glad the Peppa Pig phase is over. I'm so glad. Uh, no, there's it's on YouTube. Dougie. Have you seen Dougie?
Okay, not
The
familiar.
dog.
Ah, no wait.
It's so
Well, when I think of Dougie the dog, I think of Up, the Disney movie,
nah. Hold on. Let me share my screen.
because he's the talking dog.
This is Dougie.
Oh man, I've never seen that. Yeah.
So Dougie is like this dog that doesn't talk. He just goes woof woof everything he says, and he has these 6 kids, 5 kids. There's Happy, Tag, Rolly, who's the funniest, Betty, and Nori. Man, I know my shit, huh? And it's like a camp they go to, and it's like, oh, today we're gonna do arts and crafts, or today we're gonna learn about music, and then they do things together, and it's actually pretty cool. But I like the animation.
Mhm.
And to me, anything that's not like 3D, like this whole new generation of cartoons, is like that's a win. That's a win for me because uh, I don't know. It feels too cookie cutter when it's like
Yeah.
just CGI shit.
Well, that's the way shit is. Like, it it sucks because like when you talk about shows or even hip hop to me, like it's they'll find a formula and they'll just run that shit to the ground until it's not popular anymore, and then they'll move on to the next formula. Like
Uh,
I
I,
just,
I could rant about this for hours.
I, I just, and it feels like all pop culture is like that, and it drives me crazy, like because I I can't relate to like and I sound old as shit, but like that's why I love
I'm older.
Wu
You don't have
Tang.
to feel bad.
Yeah, like that's why I like Wu Tang and all. And like I remember like when I was younger, like I had my going away party. I'm from Kansas originally, but
Mhm.
right when I was going to move to Austin, somebody left All Eyes on Me and my CD player, and I had never
You
been a
got
Pac
lucky.
fan, but yeah,
Did
and
you keep it?
hell yeah, dude, it was amazing. Like, um, and for somebody like me, like I didn't have like a lot of confidence, and like when you listen to anything that just makes you feel cool and just gives you
Tupac gave you confidence.
that swagger, yeah, like
That should be a
like
shirt. That should be a shirt.
yeah,
Tupac Shakur gave you confidence.
like man, I love Pac. Like he's my favorite MC of all time
Oh,
for
he
sure.
is over Biggie.
Yeah, I just think I love the storytelling, even though it's something that I obviously couldn't always relate to. Like,
Yeah, of
um,
course.
like it he just had such a fiery persona, but he could do a song like Brenda's Got a Baby, but then have a song like Death Around the Corner and just like or hit him up where he's
A
just like
very complex man.
yeah,
Tupac Shakur, very
yeah.
complex man. Man,
Crazy.
can you believe
And
it? Like he died at 27? That's nuts.
yeah, 25, yeah, and
20, 25?
25, yeah. And
Fuck, man.
and his first MC name was MC New York, and he's the biggest West Coast rapper of all time.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean, did you follow all the verses stuff? Do you watch that?
I haven't watched a lot of the Versus stuff. It just seemed like hyped up to me. I watched like pieces of it. Should I go back and watch it? I should.
That no, there's
Yeah.
some key ones that like well, one that really took a different that has a different meaning now. The GMX Snoop Dogg one.
Right.
Um the of course the Locks versus Dipset. That was great
Hmm.
because that was the first one live like at Madison Square Garden or the
Oh, that's
Barclays
cool.
Center, one of the two. I think maybe the Barclays Center. Anyway, I think it's Barclays Center. But yeah, just the performances. There's some I think that they didn't match right, or at least the format was because I mean, don't get me wrong, they just won like a Streamy award, whatever, for what they put together, which is I think incredible. Putting artists like you'll never see a Drake versus Kanye. Like that doesn't make sense because they're out there right now and they're active. But if you do Earth, Wind, and Fire versus Cool and the Gang, and you're like,
Hmm.
oh fuck yeah, this is some classic shit. And you're gonna bring an audience that's been craving that. If you want to hear Drake and Kanye, you can go. I mean, you don't have to go far to find them, right?
Well, explain it to me. Are they doing like a mega mix of all their hits? And like,
So
how's it work?
the format, the original format of verses was 20 tracks, one like uh
Okay.
20 rounds. Yeah, 20 rounds. So at first during the pandemic, I think the very first one was like maybe the second one was RZA versus DJ Premier.
Oh shit.
So they go beat for beat.
Okay.
And they would comment and tell stories around them, right? And
So it's
then
like hip hop storytellers kind of.
no, pretty much because that was the part that was interesting. It's like you get to see these great artists, artists that maybe never worked together,
Mhm.
right? Or had beef back in the day. And now they just go head to head and they squash things and they share stories. Uh there was like a Ludacris versus Nelly, I think, something like that.
Mhm.
Um, but it did Ashanti versus Brandy.
Oh, okay.
So it's all over the place. The best one to me, the best one was the Beanie Man Bounty Killer in Jamaica.
Oh wow.
And here's why: because it was the first one where both artists were in the same room.
Okay.
Because up until then it was COVID, so they had to do it via Zoom or some shit like that. Now via Instagram, and sometimes the sound sucked. You know, like the babyface Teddy Riley one had to be postponed because Teddy Riley couldn't get his sound right. It was like technically it didn't work out. And then the
Mhm.
Beanie Man and Bounty Killer one was perfect because one, it did it in Jamaica, and two, um, the whole art of going back and forth as it is in hip hop came from reggae and dancehall and sound system.
Mhm.
And so it fit right into that culture. And then from there, they had, you know, trying to think the list of verses. Well, they did Method Man versus Redman, but it wasn't the verses. They just did their songs. It was a show.
And they just did blackout.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Like,
They did all
yeah.
the songs. How high? It's like this is a show now, but it's the battle aspect of it that's interesting because that gets the conversation going. Like if you're
Yeah.
doing they did a KRS One versus Big Daddy Kane, and you're like, yeah, track for track, that's a tough call.
Right.
And you're like, okay, he just did that song. How is the other one going to respond to that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just did Bone Thugs and Harmony versus 3 6 Mafia.
Oh wow, that's
Two,
interesting.
two different vibes, totally different. I
Yeah,
don't think they were a good
totally
matchup,
different vibes.
but
Yeah.
they did that. Then you're like, okay, you're going to do, East 99, and then House 3 6 going to respond to that.
Right.
Wop, wop, chicken, chicken, wop, wop, chicken head. That's how they responded. That's that song.
Ass and titties and big booty bitches.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's the first of the month. Wop, wop, chicken. No, I'm just kidding.
Man, that's wild.
But it's
That's
a
cool.
great concept. It's like,
Yeah, that is.
it's like a rose. But now that they have it locked, because they have sponsors, they're on Triller, do all these things, they can do anything with that. They can do comedy verses, which
That's true.
already exist as rose battles.
Sure.
But I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
That's wild. That's cool. Yeah, I love like the old roasts, like, but it's funny like hearing about like Jeff Ross like seeing Chappelle like at 14, and like them becoming friends. And have you heard about the whole story about them hanging out like on 9/11 and shit? Um,
Jeff Ross and who?
and Chappelle.
Chappelle? Nuh-uh.
Yep. So like they they just found each other like on the street, and they ended up spending the whole day together. Like Chappelle was with his wife and kid, like going down the street with a stroller covered in ashes.
Oh shit.
And then it was just pretty wild, man. But yeah, like it's like those roasts, man. It almost just feels like too commercialized. But I do love like a lot of the older shit. But it's hard for me to get into sometimes.
Well, it started on the ground, and then it somebody said, "Hey, let's put this shit on TV." And next thing you know, you have rose
Mhm.
battles on TV. That's
Right.
that's that's always how shit starts. It starts on the ground, and somebody with more money and more means or more resources goes, "Yeah, let me fuck you. I'm going to take this idea." So I don't want to pitch my shit.
No. But it's like South by, man. I mean, it's the same shit. Like it when it becomes like so commercialized, like you lose a little bit of the rawness, and you're not just stumbling upon something great always.
Yeah. I
Like
see what you
yeah,
mean.
yeah,
I see what you mean.
yeah. But
You used to go to
I
South by
mean,
a lot.
man, yeah, I love South by.
What
It's
was your
like
best South by year?
ooh, man, it was it was a random lineup. I want to say it was like 2013. So it was Childish Gambino,
Uh-huh.
Lil Wayne. Randomly there was man, what's her name? Iggy Azalea.
Oh, that was her year.
uh, yeah, and Charlie XCX was with her.
Yeah.
But then there was also Sam Smith, who I had no idea who that was at the time.
Right. Right.
Uh, Bleachers, um, and then I want to say uh, there's these rappers Graves and Buddha that I saw. Like, and there's just so many. I remember my wife and I took my daughter, who I think was like when she was like 6 months old. We were going to go to Auditorium Shores and catch Rayla Montaigne because he's this acoustic cat.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, that'd be cool to just hang out, have the blanket, and have the headphones on her, and she'll
Mhm.
be cool. And then at the last minute, they're like, yeah, I'm sorry, the Real Montana had to cancel tonight, but we're gonna have the Deftones go ahead and and
Oh,
take
great.
over.
Earmuffs.
Completely different vibe. It was crazy. Um, Charles Bradley, like
Oh yeah, I've
he's a
seen Charles
soul
Brown. Not
singer.
at South by, but I saw him at
Yep.
Empire.
Yep. I saw him like 3 times at South by because he blew me away so much. Like I just was like, I'm just gonna see him everywhere he's at.
Was he the
Um,
guy that year? I don't remember.
well, I mean, I'll be honest. Like I had watched that documentary, that Daptone documentary with him. I think it was called Charles Bradley, Soul of America,
Uh-huh.
and his story. Like you talked about earlier about people starting late in life. Like he was 60 years old when he put out his first album.
Fuck
And
yeah. How about
he could barely
motivation?
read. Yeah, and like then he's just knocking on doors like, hey, let me sing, let me write, let me do this, and then he's sleeping on the subway and shit.
Wow.
And then his life like completely changed, and it's like you root for somebody like that because you want to see them achieve what they've done, especially when he's got a talent like that. Like if anybody doesn't know who Charles Bradley is, I encourage you to to seek him out because I think No Time for Dreaming um, is just one of the best soul records that I can think of. Man, it's one of my favorite records.
Is that your dope
Um,
shit?
no, but
Oh, wow. Okay.
that is
Yeah, two
that
dope shits today.
yeah, that is dope shit.
No, but
That is
like
dope shit.
to me it was South by 2011 and 2012.
Mm,
2011 was one of the first years that I actually did South by like all out. And that was also the year when there was a lot of underground hip hop.
hmm
I mean, if you know your underground hip hop, that was the year the Roots were in town.
Yeah.
Uh I ran into J Live and Artifacts. Um like I think little brother was there that year.
Oh man, that would have been
But
amazing.
there was also dancehall. I remember going on 4th Street, where the Marriott is now. There was a parking lot. It was the Pepsi parking lot, and then I was wearing a t-shirt that I never wore that I got from a Carly Buds concert, and I was wearing it. And then someone taps on my shoulder. It's fucking Carly Buds, and he goes, "I
Whoa!
like your shirt." I'm like, "Holy
Wow.
fuck, it's Carly Buds! Shit, it's Carly Buds. What do I do?" And it was cool as hell. And he's like, "Oh, you guys should come to my show tonight and all that." I'm like, "All right, yes, I got to do that." And I wanted to give him something.
Mhm.
So I went, my girl and I at the time went and bought a pipe. And we were going to we ended up at a show with Dilated Peoples.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was Dilated Peoples, and there was it's funny because I had met Dilated Peoples years ago at Stubbs. They were opening for Little Brother or something like that.
hmm
And I remember talking to Rock Hour Science about French hip hop because he was a huge fan. He remembered me.
Oh well.
And we never went to the Carly Butt show. We ended up in a basement on Sixth, in some dude's basement on 6th Street with Rock Hour Science and Evidence and like two other
Wow.
dudes. It was me and my girl, and then we were rapping Wu-Tang songs.
What?
I was,
Wow.
yeah, it's stories like that. And then the next year, 2012 was the year that Prince came.
Yeah, with Tribe, right?
Yes, at the Samsung show. I don't even know a
Yeah.
Samsung. My friend was like, "Yo, I have a Samsung. You want to come to the show?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" And I was always a Michael Jackson fan.
Okay.
Always. Prince was not as big in France as Michael was, and so
Oh.
I go to this show at Zona Rosa.
Was Zona You went to that show?
Yeah, I went to
Oh
that show at
fuck.
the Zona Rosa, and I remember I walk in, and um, all Tribe shows up.
Yeah.
Did a
Oh
full on
man.
show. I remember like Michael K. Williams was in the audience. I ran into Hannibal Buress, and and I'll never forget because he was drunk. He doesn't drink anymore, but like I turned to him. I said, "Hannibal." He goes, "Yes. Would you like a drink?" "No." I mean, yes. Let's do the shot. Come on, man. Let's do a shot. And so I did a shot with Hannibal Buress. And then after that, I said, he goes, all right, every time I see you, we're going to do a shot. I'm like, fuck. And then Prince came out, full on orchestra, full on band. He had horn.
On that
He had
small
everything.
Zona Rosa stage?
Yes. I don't know if they expanded it or what. Because Zona Rosa used to put on some dope shows, but like when Samsung does some shows, it was serious about it. So he had a full on, the band came from the crowd.
Wow.
And then he did Michael Jackson songs. He did James Brown songs. He conducted the band. He got on his piano. He had 7 encores.
So I heard he played for 3 hours. Is that true?
Yes, 7 encores. Questlove was in the corner ready to play the after party. He never got to do it. He never got to play because Prince kept coming back.
Oh my God. Like that kind of reminds me, like I have a La Zona Rosa story kind of like that. Like I won tickets with a friend to see Dave Chappelle at La Zona Rosa. It was a midnight show after his Irwin Center show. It was like 05. So fresh after he left Chappelle's show.
Right.
And there was a big rumor that Black Star was going to play after.
Right.
So most Def and Talib Kweli, and he had such a long set, and Kevin Hart opened for him, and I had no idea who Kevin Hart was back in the day.
Oh wow!
And
this is Kevin Hart from what special?
Oh man, so this is like soul playing Kevin Hart probably.
Oh, this is before all the stuff. Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I don't even know if Mos and Kweli were there. I never saw them, but because Dave kept going.
Dave Chappelle. I mean, he lives by a creed, like live in a moment type shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he came. I remember he came in April 2015. He did a show at ACL.
Mm-hmm.
I did the whole weekend, and it was.
I went to one of those shows too.
So remember, it was the same weekend that Stevie Wonder was in town.
Yep.
I went to both.
Oh man.
I went to both. I took my mom to see Stevie Wonder, and I also went to the Chappelle thing. And I met and remember he had Frédéric Yonnet, the guy with a harmonica.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's French. And so
I didn't know that.
So he after the set, they went to the W Hotel. And I'm talking, I don't know how. He told him they told everybody he was French and everything. And I just walked out to him and said, "What's up?" And he told me, said, "Hey, come tomorrow night at Speakeasy. Stevie Wonder's band is gonna perform, but like we're not advertising it. Just show up. I'll meet you at the door. Blah blah blah." I'm like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
So I show up, and Chappelle had a show that night still. This was like a Saturday night. And so the band comes up, does incredible. I mean, nobody sang. They were just playing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chappelle shows up after a set. And he didn't do any comedy. He started singing.
Oh, wow.
Like Stevie Wonder shit. And then he asked everybody to put their phones away. This is before the pouch thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so after that, the show was over. And then some people went upstairs in the mezzanine at Speakeasy where the bowling alley is.
Mm-hmm.
Went upstairs, and then we're still partying. Apparently, they're keeping the bar open for Dave Chappelle because it's fucking Dave Chappelle.
Right.
And it's 3 a.m, and he disappears. He comes back 10 minutes later with a boombox, and it was jamming Sister Nancy. No. What, 40 people in the mezzanine? The bar was still open, and out of nowhere, Stevie Wonder pops in.
No way.
Stevie Wonder pops in, and then we're all singing, no, no, no. And it's just Dave Chappelle got a boombox. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. The bar's still open. And we had speakers.
Wow.
I got tons of stories like that. But this is like
That's for the
it's
memoir, bro.
no, seriously, yo. This is why I have a podcast. Is to tell you're giving me an excuse to tell my stories. That's why you're here, Tony. I appreciate you. No, but the whole point of this, I think, is when it comes to I do agree with his take on wait, you cut your camera off.
Oh, my bad.
I do agree with his take, like, now you got to be in the moment. You gotta be able to enjoy something, but now you go to a show and there's a bunch of phones up.
Yeah.
And you're never gonna watch that footage ever again.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't. You're just doing it because you want to post it. So maybe you have the best footage that goes viral somewhere. You want to be an influencer so bad, but honestly, just fucking put your phone in your pocket. Enjoy. This is why now I'm able to tell these stories because I didn't have my phone up.
Yeah, you're enjoying the moment.
I'm enjoying it. Now I can tell the story because I was there. I wasn't looking at it through a screen.
Yeah, that's why I love hopefully it'll be back in the same capacity it was. But if you ever get a chance, especially since you're there in Austin, if you go to the Austin City Limits TV taping,
I've never been to one of those, but I definitely want to check it out one day.
I remember I waited like 3 hours in the rain because the way that it would work is they don't ever sell tickets to that. They give them away, and so it's a space available thing. But Kendrick Lamar was going to do a set, right? So he was with a full jazz band, and it was to Pimp a Butterfly tour. Anyway, waited 3 hours out in the rain, but they don't let anybody have phones or anything because they're taping.
Oh, of course not.
Yep. And any time that you go to one of those tapings, it's refreshing because there's nobody that has their phones out. You can actually, it forces everybody to enjoy it the way you're talking about. And that particular show I'll remember forever. It was incredible. He played for 2.5 hours, and it was one of the best shows I've ever seen.
And I'm a big fan of the Pouch for comedy shows. Shout out to Big Laugh Comedy. Started doing it after what happened with Tony, and then everybody else is doing it. The Creek does it too, depending on the shows, but they still do it. I think it's a great idea because comics are just up there trying shit out, and then it's not doing anybody a service but yourself. And you came to enjoy the fucking show. You don't have to text. You don't have to talk to your babysitter. If you didn't talk to your babysitter, go outside and then put it back in and come back inside. It's really that simple. All right, man. We're coming up on 2 hours almost, I think.
Oh shit! I don't even
I don't even know. You know what? This is one of those shows. This is what it's been lately. Is that I now have to think back about what we talked about. And I don't know what we talked about. We went so many different ways, and I think it's the best kind of podcast to me.
Yeah.
Tell me. Sure. I wish you were sitting across the table from me, but one of these days, you'll make the trip.
Yeah, we'll make that happen.
You'll make it happen. Sure, so what's your dope shit?
So my dope shit, man, I've had a lot of time to read, and I've always been like a casual McConaughey fan. But he has a book called Green Lights, and that shit really spoke to me. I was told that the audiobook's even better because it's a memoir where he kind of talks about different chapters of his life and different decisions he's made. And I don't want to say it's like a self-help thing, but it's almost like his philosophy on life, and it's really interesting. So that's my dope shit. I think anybody, whether you're a fan of him or not, would get something from that book. If you get a chance, that's my dope shit. I'll tell anybody to read it. I think there's a lot to learn and get from it. So
did you finish it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love it. I've read it. I'm probably on my third time reading it.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. It's like that. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
My dope shit. I started watching this documentary about the Von Dutch brand.
Oh yeah. I saw that. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's on Hulu, I believe.
Mhm.
And I like stories like that because people just they don't know the behind the scenes of a lot of this stuff, how things get made or how something becomes the thing. And I'm old enough to remember when Von Dutch was like, I never owned a hat. Let me put it out there. I never owned a hat, but there was Von Dutch was a fucking movement. I don't know how. I was curious about like how it became so popular and then how it died off. I guess the douchiness of it just took over. It was like,
Preferred it, yeah.
yeah, it's like wearing an infliction shirt or Ted is it Hardy? Hot
Yeah,
was
Ed Hardy.
Ed
Yeah.
Hardy, Ed Hardy shirts. It's like it has that connotation to it, and you're like, I ain't touching that shit.
Well, it's
No way.
tough.
If I
I bought this Wu Tang shirt at Target, so I mean,
don't say where you bought it. Don't say where you bought a Wu Tang shirt.
hey,
Say, yeah, I bought a WooWear.com, man. Target. Get the fuck out of here. It probably said Wu, it's probably say Wu Tong.
hey, it's got the real tag, right? At least that's what I'm going to
That
tell you.
works. That works. I don't even I used to have Wu Tang sweaters. I used to, but I don't even have another. I can't wait to buy my son a Wu Tang shirt and then send him to school with it and see what happens.
I'll do one more dope shit. Wu Tang and the American Saga is great too.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
I didn't bother because of
oh,
Mice and Men was a great documentary.
mhm.
I loved it because they were there. They told the stories. It's unreleased footage. As soon as you start throwing actors and they try to make it like, oh, this is how this happened. Like, probably not. Probably not. I watched the remember when I watched the NWA movie
Mhm.
where it's close to the real story, but they always have those Hollywood moments when you're
Yeah,
like, there's no way in hell it happened that way. So like
absolutely.
in the NWA movie, Dre drops the Nothing But a G thing instrumental, and then Snoop happens to be there and go, well, let me see what I can do with that. And he starts 1, 2, 3, and through the four. Snoop Dogg
Yeah,
No, it didn't happen that way.
that's a little magic that they
It's
put on
moments
there,
that like
right?
that I'm like, this is why I don't watch. I don't really not a big fan of biopics or
Mhm.
series about whatever. The Queen movie I thought was great though. Thought that was well done.
That was
But
good.
it's more, yeah, especially with somebody like Wu Tang. I'm like, just leave Wu Tang where it is. It's fine. They're still putting out dope shit. Uh, Ghostface Selective, Raekwon, Method Man is on a bunch of features lately, so
Mhm.
still doing his thing. But yeah, I'm not watching American Saga. So, but go watch it. It's a dope shit. Go watch it.
Yeah.
If you're a Wu Tang fan, go watch it.
I,
I'm a Wu Tang
I
fan. I
respect
will
that.
not watch it.
I respect that.
That's it. Wait, my dope shit. Yeah, the I forgot the name of the thing. Just look up Von Dutch on Hulu. The story is actually kind of fucked up. I'm not even. I'm one episode in. There's only 3 episodes, and the first episode alone, you're like, holy shit, this is where
Oh
they came
wow.
from. Yeah, it's like that. There's crime involved. There's all kinds of drugs involved. It's crazy. And Von
Wow.
Dutch, the hat, and you look like a douche. All right, where can people
Nice.
find you? All that good stuff.
On Instagram, ADB3K. You can also check out my podcast, Why Should I Care, on YouTube on the Roma Room channel. And yeah,
Sweet. And go see him and get out in San Antonio, man.
I
Get your
will.
name out there. And
Yes, sir.
one of these days I'll come down to San Antonio and drive right back up.
Fair enough, man.
No, but I do. I don't know anything about San Antonio, honestly. I've never been to the animal. And
I mean, neither.
I have friends down there. But anyway, Tony, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate you. All the best to you. Happy New Year to you and yours. I would say health first, always health first. This is what we say in Africa. If you don't have health, you don't have anything. So you
Yes,
got to
sir.
take care of yourself first before you can take care of somebody else. And then, all the best wishes. And this is not just to you, this is for all of our audience, whoever's listening to this by now, 2 hours in, like this motherfucker. Uh, yeah, our best wishes, good health, success, whatever that means to you, happiness, love, whatever you dream about, just go out there, do it, put in the work. 2021 sucked. 2020 sucked really bad. So we're not out of this yet. But, I hope that by the end of this year, you'll be able to at least find some sort of normalcy in your life, whoever you are out there. And that's it. Follow the FeedBak everywhere on social media. Subscribe to the podcast. Tony, thank you so much. Appreciate you. We'll talk to you next time. Ciao, ciao.
See you, man. Thank you.